Let's take a trip down memory lane to January 2022. During the past WNBA season, the Phoenix Mercury made it all the way to the WNBA Finals. But then, head coach Sandy Brondello did not seal the deal, and the Mercury lost in 4 games to the Chicago Sky. During the offseason, the Mercury leadership was frustrated in the finals loss because Phoenix was a team of stars. They had the GOAT, Diana Taurasi. They had the unguardable Brittney Griner, and they had the phenomenal Skylar Diggins-Smith. Phoenix also had young stars in the making, like Sophie Cunningham and Brianna Turner, 2 players who are young but had bright futures with the organization. Mercury leadership decided that a finals loss was not good enough for the team, and they decided to part ways with head coach Sandy Brondello. They scoured all around the coaching landscape and landed on Vanessa Nygaard as their new coach. Vanessa Nygaard was a new name to WNBA fans, but she is a product of the WNBA. She played in the league from 1999 to 2003, and she also had coaching experience. Nygaard had experience coaching on the high school, college, and WNBA level. The previous season in 2021, Nygaard was an assistant coach with the Las Vegas Aces. So Phoenix management thought that Nygaard would be the new spark that they needed to get back to a championship game, but this time, win it. Now fast forward a year and a half to June 25th, 2023. Under Nygaard's leadership, the Mercury are 17-31. This season, they are at the bottom of the league with a record of 2-10. So again, Mercury leadership say, enough is enough, and they send head coach Vanessa Nygaard packing. But why? How did this roster, filled with so much promise, go from a finals appearance to the bottom of the league in just 2 years? Well, let me explain. What's up, awesome people of YouTube? Did y'all like that intro? Let me know what you thought about that intro in the comments below. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what went wrong for Vanessa Nygaard's tenure with the Phoenix Mercury. So the first thing on the list of what went wrong for Vanessa Nygaard was Russia, of course. Less than a month into Nygaard's tenure, Brittney Griner was arrested at a Moscow airport. And we all know the story about what happened to Brittney Griner from there, so I won't go over it. But if you're interested, there's lots of videos that go in detail about like what happened to Brittney Griner while she was in Russia. But Brittney Griner being out for the entire season last year was a huge blow to the Phoenix Mercury. Vanessa Nygaard took this job expecting Brittney Griner to be there. And Brittney Griner's shadow really loomed large over the entire team last season. The team, they just weren't the same. Like the players they just weren't the same because they were sad because, you know, their friend and their colleague is overseas in Russia. And, you know, that sadness also paired with just a team that just wasn't functioning well. Brittney Griner was a glue for this team, and not having her in the locker room just kind of messed a lot of stuff up. And that led to a lot of interpersonal conflicts. We saw Diana Taurasi and Skylar Diggins-Smith get into it at games. We saw that Tina Charles, a player that the Phoenix Mercury really wanted to get in free agency, midway through the season, she asked for a contract divorce. We also see Vanessa Nygaard basically downplay Skylar Diggins-Smith's appearance at the All-Star game by saying that an All-Star game really wasn't an All-Star game because Diana Taurasi wasn't there.
But again, I reiterate that she should be an All-Star and that there will be a game in Chicago, but it will not be an All-Star game because Diana Taurasi is not playing.
Which Skylar Diggins responded with this, a clown emoji. And there you basically have it. It was all downhill from there. Taurasi missed several games due to injury. The Mercury made it to the playoffs last season, but they were booted very quickly by the Las Vegas Aces, the eventual championship winner. The series also saw Skylar Diggins-Smith part ways from the team due to personal reasons. Again, an issue with interpersonal conflicts for the Phoenix Mercury. So a really rough season for Phoenix Mercury last season, but there was optimism for this 2023 season. Brittney Griner was back on American soil. She was working out and she was ready to play for the Phoenix Mercury. Diana Taurasi also said she was ready to play for another season. Skylar Diggins-Smith had given birth during the offseason, but it was expected that she was going to make an appearance back on the Phoenix Mercury court pretty soon throughout the season. You also return great players like Sophie Cunningham, who has just been really, really good for your team. You also add additional players to the roster to sort of bolster what Phoenix is able to do. And the Mercury were ready to give it a go this season and have a very successful season. But it doesn't really end up that way. The Phoenix Mercury start the season off with a 2-10 record this season. Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner has missed several games due to injuries. And overall, this Phoenix team looks very, very defeated. The offensive plays that are being drawn up just aren't really working. You have players who you've relied on in the past that aren't really doing anything on offense. Players like Brianna Turner. You have Sophie Cunningham that is doing very, very well for your team. But this is not enough to actually win games. And your possible saving grace, Skylar Diggins-Smith, seems very unlikely to return to the team if Vanessa Nygaard is still the head coach. And the fact that Nygaard just doesn't really have a solution for her team to win games is a problem, which all led to today's announcement that Vanessa Nygaard has been released from her head coaching duties. Mercury general manager Jim Pittman said, "We have chosen to make a change at head coach. We thank Vanessa Nygaard for the way she endured and managed the adversity of the last year plus. Our organization and our fans have high expectations for this team, and we have not reached those with our performance this year. We have confidence in the job Nikki Blue will do as interim head coach for the remainder of the 2023 season." So there you have it. Vanessa Nygaard is out and Nikki Blue is in. Vanessa Nygaard had just a very tough time. It really was just issue after issue after issue for the Phoenix Mercury, and she just wasn't able to make anything substantial happen for this team. And we will kind of see how Nikki Blue does. So Nikki Blue is 34 years old. She played in the Pac-12 for UCLA. And Nikki also played in the WNBA. Nikki was drafted with the 19th pick in the 2026 WNBA draft. She played for the Washington Mystics, played for them 4 seasons, and then she also played for the New York Liberty for 1 season. She was an assistant coach for UNLV, and she also was a coach at a couple of other schools before joining the Phoenix Mercury last season. Her first game for the Phoenix Mercury as head coach will be on Tuesday against the Dallas Wings. So there you have it. That's sort of the tenure of Vanessa Nygaard with the Phoenix Mercury. Let me know what you all think about her tenure. Let me know about, whether you think the Phoenix Mercury did a good job or not with this change that they've made. Do you think they waited too late to make this change? Do you think they made this change too soon? Let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know what you think about the possibility of Skylar Diggins-Smith returning to the team now that Vanessa Nygaard is gone. Of course, Skylar Diggins-Smith is still on maternity leave, but I think she's at a point where if she really wanted to return right now, she probably could get a lot closer to it, or at least be a lot closer to the team in terms of communication on that front. So that is the video, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you haven't liked this video already, please like it. Also, I would ask you to consider looking at my other video talking about the Phoenix Mercury and just sort of what has been going on with them and why they have been not very good. So if you're interested in that video, please click over here and watch it. Until next time, guys. Bye.